Saka na ang hatol pagkatapos na ng trial. Ang importante ay mag-umpisa na ang trial proceedings kasi yan ang utos ng ating konstitusyon. As senators, we have taken an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Let us follow what the Constitution says, most especially those provisions which are directed at the Senate. Sabi ng Konstitusyon, trial by the Senate shall forthwith proceed. There is no if, no unless, no when convenient. Indeed, the Senate has a constitutional duty to hold the trial of an impeachment complaint, especially when it has been filed by at least one-third of all the members of the House of Representatives, like in this case against the Vice President. Trial is the most fair course of action because the people need to know if their representatives acted properly and justly by hearing the evidence used by them in filing the impeachment case. And in the name of due process, we need to give the impeached officer the chance to defend himself or herself and clear his or her name. Klaruhin ko na ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay kung ano ang constitutional duty ng Senado, hindi kung guilty or not guilty na ba ang impeached officer. Saka na ang hatol pagkatapos na ng trial. Ang importante ay mag-umpisa na ang trial proceedings kasi yan ang utos ng ating konstitusyon. Mr. President, my dear colleagues, any further delay not only undermines the explicit mandate of the Constitution and our rules, it risks eroding public trust in the Senate's capacity and capability to uphold the accountability of public officers and the rule of law. Not only do many believe that the Senate is heading to a no-trial scenario, worse, many have opined that simply by inaction or by merely refusing to convene as the impeachment court, the Senate seems to believe that it can effectively dismiss or defeat an impeachment complaint duly filed and transmitted by the House of Representatives. Under Rule 10 of the Senate's Rules of Procedure on Impeachment Trials, at the hour of the day appointed for the trial of an impeachment, the legislative business of the Senate, if there be any, shall be suspended so that the business of the trial can proceed. So in the light of all of this, and in accordance with our solemn duty under the Constitution, I most respectfully move, number one, that our legislative business be suspended. Number two, that we already convene as the impeachment court at this very moment. Number three, that the Senate President immediately take his oath as presiding officer of the impeachment court. Number four, that thereafter, the Senate President / presiding officer administer the oath or affirmation to all the members of the Senate now present. Number five, that the impeachment court then call the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte and come up with a calendar for the trial thereof. Number six, that tomorrow, June 10, 2025, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the impeachment court call the impeachment case for the presentation and reading of the articles of impeachment by the panel of prosecutors of the House of Representatives. And number seven, that thereafter, the writ of summons be issued to the impeached officer. So I so move, Mr. President.
Salamat, Abi, Mr. President. I wish to second the motion of the Minority Leader through a manifestation.
All the motions of the Minority Floor Leader?
That is correct, Mr. President.
Duly noted.
May I deliver my manifestation seconding the motion of the Minority Leader, Mr.
The lady may
President?
proceed.
Salamat, Abi, Mr. President. I second the motion of the good Minority Leader. Forthwith, and with no further delay, the Senate President must be placed under oath as presiding officer. He must then administer the oath to the members of the Senate as judges of the impeachment court. And most importantly, the articles of impeachment, which have long languished in limbo, must forthwith be presented to the body. First of all, the Constitution establishes with clarity the mandatory nature of impeachment, and this textual interpretation is supported by the framers. Article 11 on accountability of public officers, Section 3, subsection 4, states in no uncertain terms that once, quote, the verified complaint or resolution of impeachment is filed by at least 1/3 of all the members of the House, the same shall constitute the articles of impeachment, and trial by the Senate shall forthwith proceed, close quote. Hindi po mahirap intindihin ang utos. Sa sino mang tapat ang intensyong sundin ito. Ang paglilitis ay dapat agarang simulan, nang walang pag-iwas o iba pang pagpapaliban. In fact, retired Justice Adolfo Azcuna, who wrote the procedural section that included the word forthwith, said that it meant, and I quote, immediately and without unreasonable delay, or in the national language official version, agad-agad, close quote. Sa kasong Chavez versus Judicial and Bar Council, GR number 202242, na dinesisyonan noong July 17, 2012, ipinaliwanag ng Korte Suprema na sa pag-interpreta ng saligang batas, dapat gamitin ang karaniwang kahulugan. Quote, it is a well-settled principle of constitutional construction that the language employed in the Constitution must be given their ordinary meaning. Close quote. Simple lang po ang dahilan. Quote, the Constitution is not merely or not primarily a lawyer's document, but essentially that of the people, in whose consciousness it should ever be present as an important condition for the rule of law to prevail. Wala pong pagdududa. The impeachment trial must begin immediately, agad-agad, walang pag-iimbot. Yan rin ang paninindigan ng mga mismong naging bahagi ng pagbuo ng ating konstitusyon, kasama sina Attorney Rene Sarmiento, Chairperson Christian Monsod, at ang nabanggit kong si retired Supreme Court Justice Azcuna. Kahit ang mga propesor at praktikante ng batas sang-ayon na dapat simulan ang paglilitis sa lalong madaling panahon.